Okay, got one under our belt. First preseason game didn't go exactly, I don't think, the way we wanted it to go. Every time we come out here, especially in our own stadium, we'd like to come out on the winning end. That didn't occur tonight, and I think it didn't occur for a number of different reasons. Number one, turning the ball over early will get you beat most times in the NFL. Good lesson learned there for a bunch of these guys. Not being able to protect your quarterback will get you beat most times. Not tackling will get you beat most times in the NFL. And I thought those were the most glaring deficiencies out there tonight. A lot of missed tackles. I don't know what the number was, but just looking from the sideline, it was a lot, and that's generally a problem. Turning the ball over is a problem. Not protecting your quarterback's a problem. So we got a lot of work to do. We knew we had a lot of work to do coming into this game. So we've been working, doing that. They're gonna get a little day off tomorrow to recover. A bunch of those guys played a bunch of snaps, and then we'll be back out there Sunday up in St. Joe, back at it early in the morning and practicing at 3. So, any questions?
It sounds like you talked all week about you're worried about Buffalo and you're not really worried about this game. It sounds like you were kind of preparing us to see this kind of game. I mean, did you kind of see this coming, maybe?
No, I mean, Adam, I don't think you ever see that coming. I mean, you don't want to do that, especially on your home turf. But that being said, that's the first one, not the last one. So what's important is that our guys recognize that they've got a lot of work ahead of them and a short time to do it. Because again, our goal is to be ready to go on September 11th here in Arrowhead, and we got a lot of things to work on. And like I said, in a short time to do it.
They're in the start of the second quarter, they're playing starters on both sides of the ball, and you guys have moved. I know you say ignore the depth, but you guys have moved to third string, some third stringers, some fourth stringers, some second stringers. When that's the situation, what can you as a coach take away from the game? Because that's not going to be the matchups later.
Well, I've said all along though that we're going to need some of these young guys to, a handful of them potentially to contribute this year for us to continue to make progress, in my opinion. It may not be the case, but that's what I think. So some of those guys that were out there are going to be playing against a high-level competition potentially. So, what I'm looking for, though, is for us to continue to be a disciplined football team throughout, to see high effort. And part of discipline part of discipline is playing with good technique. And I thought, we did some things as far as discipline were concerned. We didn't have a lot of dumb penalties. We played fairly smart. It looked like the effort was real good throughout the game, even some guys that played a lot of snaps. But the tackling and some of those things are unacceptable, and they have to improve. And again, I don't know which of those guys, but I got a feeling a couple of those guys could be guys that need to help us, as we go forward. So, we need to be better, and we need to work on some of those just fundamental things, it appears to me.
When you talk about the poor tackling, given the fact you guys didn't do much contact work, again, there was no off-season program, is that a real surprise?
Well, I don't know that the off-season program has anything to do with tackling, but we haven't tackled a lot. But in my opinion, we've coached it, we've taught it in individual drills, and had a bunch of work in that area. And again, it's unacceptable. That's one of our points of emphasis for our team, our defensive team going into this year is, we felt like we had to be a better tackling team. That missed tackles hurt us in key spots last year, and for us to improve, that has to change.
Can you talk about what, before the game, went into your mindset on deciding who would not see the field at all?
A lot of different factors, Nick. Some physical conditioning ability. Some guys had some little nicks and things that we just didn't feel comfortable putting them out into a game situation. Some was trying to find out a little bit more about some deeper, more stacked positions where maybe we had more guys to look at. So a lot of different variables, but you know, we had a plan for each and every guy, and as far as I could tell, you know, at least the way I felt, we followed it, and you know, we just had to be better as a football team from start to finish.
You talked about what you saw out of quarterbacks tonight.
I saw that they can run for their lives. You know, both of them have some scrambling ability, but again, that's an area that I feel like we've been deficient as far as, you know, off of scrambles, making plays, as far as what I think the standard is. So, you know, and we didn't do it again really today, which was disappointing. But, you know, those guys, you know, you need to give them some time, and I didn't feel like they were holding the ball so much as, you know, it was pretty much a jailbreak almost every time we dropped back. Yeah, you know, but the quarterback's job is to make it work. They're tough. They look like they competed the entire time. They didn't give up. You know, those are good things.
I know you say you're disappointed in the tackling some of these other things. Maybe this is an obvious question, but how tempered is your disappointment in the fact that some of these guys have been in here for a week, some of them less, you know, it's the first game, shortened schedule, all those things?
Well, I think something you got to be careful of as coaches and players is you can't accept, you know, certain things, and being a poor tackling team is not something that we want on our resume ever. And right now it's on there for this year and a little bit of last year. So, you know, again, I think what's important is that these guys and our staff, that we recognize some of those areas that were glaring, and we get to work, because again, time's limited, and we've got a bunch to do.
I know he didn't play, but we haven't had a chance to talk to you since you guys picked him up. Is this an okay time to ask about Jared Gaither? Jared Gaither, like, do you anticipate him competing for a tackle position on either side? You guys pick him up at the right tackle. I mean, can you talk about him and what his expectations?
You know, he and Kerry Colbert are guys we're excited about having in here. We've danced around with Kerry Colbert a number of times here in the last few years, and you know, he's a guy that is an interesting story, that was out of football but coaching a guy I really liked when he was coming out. You know, smart, inside potential receiver, which, you know, we don't have a ton on campus. So, you know, he looks like he has a chance to come in and compete. And then Gaither, you know, I think is great competition, and at either spot. You know, I've seen him play both spots. I think he's capable. You know, we got to get him into shape, and football shape, and then try to get him into a position where he can compete. And I think, you know, from what I've seen on tape, he's got a chance to compete at either side potentially.
And fitness aside, you guys are comfortable with his health? I mean, we heard about his back, that being an issue. You guys are comfortable with that?
Yeah, again, you know, we do our due diligence in all those areas, and I'm excited to get Jared onto the team, and again, try to get him into a position to where he can compete and hopefully bring something to the table.